Weird. I've recorded like 3 different intros right now because like I don't really remember how to do this because it's been well over a year, but I'm trying. So I haven't done anything. This that was th- that video. Okay, it is December 31st, 2024. In a few hours, it's going to be 2025. This video is going to be about simplification and not overthinking. So as some of you may have noticed, this video here is the first video that I have posted to YouTube in over a year. Yeah, and it's just a cinematic sort of montage that I sort of use to try to get my creative engine restarted. But it doesn't include me being in front of the camera, so I'm sorry if I don't really remember how to do this all the way. But I decided to just come to you in a simple form and say that I probably shot hours and hours of footage in 2024, and I ended up scrapping all of it because I wasn't happy. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear my dog snoring in the background. She's laying right here on the floor and snoring. But anyway, I wasn't happy with any of the footage. And why? Well, I was simply overthinking. I was taking too many cameras with me, trying to get too many shots, too much B-roll. I would get aggravated when nothing looked the same, or it didn't come out the way I thought it would, or it didn't look like any other YouTubers' cinematic footages, or how they make, something very simple like a review very interesting. And I got so, not really burned out, but just frustrated that I decided to go through all my old videos that I was proud of and that did pretty well and try to understand what was it that I did there that I'm not doing now. And the truth was, even all the way back to the very beginning of this channel, I was using one camera body with 1 or 2 lenses. Normally just one, a zoom lens, or if I had a prime, then I would be using a single prime and a zoom to do everything. The B-roll, my vlogging, the photos, everything. And I thought, okay, that's what it's about. Unless I'm doing something like an interview or a documentary, which I'm trying to do a lot more of. You can click up here and see one that I did. Those kinds of things are okay for complex thinking and complex equipment use. But things like this, and just my regular photo vlogs, I was just overthinking them, especially when I started to shoot film. I always wanted to have another camera to film myself shooting the film in a cinematic way or an interesting way that couldn't be achieved with smaller like action cameras or anything. Or probably could have. I was overthinking. And I really wanted the intros and the whole thing to be very interesting and engaging to keep you watching it all the way to the end. But it ended up backfiring on me. And I realized that I could just be simple like this. So, just for example, I have my camera body sitting on a small Polar Pro tripod with my 16mm lens, and I have a DJI lavalier microphone plugged directly into the side of the camera. I'm not even using a wireless microphone setup or anything like that. As a matter of fact, it's so simple, I didn't want to wear the lavalier because I thought if I lean back like this, I'll pull the camera over. So I clipped it to this empty bottle of Diet Coke. It's right here. It doesn't get any simpler than that. And this room is even lit the same way that it would be lit if I was just working my day-to-day job here at my desk. And it doesn't look bad. And that's the way I did most of my videos prior to this. So I decided to make this video not only to let the audience know why I've been absent, if they even care, because they probably don't. They're probably like, I don't care why you're absent, just give me some more videos, that's what we want. But I just also decided to make the video in case anyone else out there is struggling with the same thing. And there's a lot of different reasons for it, and I'll just list off a couple because I don't want this video to get too long and boring. I just want it to be to the point. But number one was Instagram and social media. When I would see reels do well, or when I would see photographs do well that I didn't really care for, I would always let that tell me how I should be doing my own artwork. I would try to copy it or emulate it. And it was something that I didn't even really like. And the stuff that I did like would never do well. So I decided to just deactivate my Instagram for a little while. And without seeing that or being influenced by it, go out and shoot the photographs that I want to shoot without it letting me tell me what I should be shooting. And so now I have a nice collection of photographs, so that if and when I reactivate my Instagram, I can put them on there. And I'll just have to try my best not to fall back into the rabbit hole of saying, oh, this didn't do well because it's not this or that, and just post it and let it go. Second reason, this one's a little bit tougher, and I think that a lot of people will be sort of affected by this, and that is the marketing of YouTube and the camera manufacturers or equipment manufacturers themselves. I would always see videos of these reviews, or I would see new things that came out and think, oh, the stuff I have is inadequate. I can't make good videos unless I have that 32-bit float microphone, or unless I start shooting in F-Log 2C or C-Log 2. And that's simply not true. People have been making videos for a long time that go viral with their phones. Why am I overthinking this? Why do I need that amount of color? I mean, the monitors I have don't even have that many colors available from those color spaces, so why do I feel like I need to use them? It's all just a marketing thing to get you to buy more stuff, and I haven't kept up with the market this entire year. And to be honest with you, I do shoot Fujifilm, and I didn't even know that F-Log 2-C existed until like a week ago. That's how out of the loop I've been, and it wasn't really intentional. I did get a new job this year, and certain times of year are very demanding, but that's not the kind of content that I have been consuming on YouTube, so I have been very out of the loop. And I think that that's for the best, because the equipment that I have is extremely adequate, and I can make a lot of good videos with it without using all the newest, latest tech. And I don't really know what to say about that, because it's really hard to convince someone that what they have is adequate when they see all the stuff going on out there, and this guy uses this guy uses this, and that looks so much better. But I think what did it for me is when I did this documentary here, I was just so proud of myself for the way that it came out, even though it's not the best. But I was using very minimal equipment, and I thought, okay, if I can do this with this camera, I really don't have any reason to upgrade or do anything more for a long time. And I think that it turns out that that's going to be true for a while, and it's probably true of a lot of people, but we're just very hard on ourselves. So anyway, here is to not overthinking. And if you're anyone out there who is or was struggling with the same thing I am, let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's open up a forum and see what we can do to encourage ourselves to just get out there and make the content that we need without overthinking, without overdoing, without falling into the marketing traps and thinking that we need to buy bigger, better equipment, and we're not even going to use half the features that are in there anyway. Yeah, let's start the new year out right, and let's just make what we want to make. This is an example. I recorded this as an intro to a video on developing film or mixing film chemicals, I believe. And I scrapped the rest of it because it just wasn't as interesting as the intro. And I'm doing too much.